Have you ever wondered why some people are always seen as the bad guy in the eyes of others, even though they haven't done anything too serious? The truth is, sometimes it's the small habits we repeat every day that are the real reason we get judged negatively. These seemingly harmless actions can gradually destroy your reputation and relationships, making you the person no one wants to be around. In this video, we will share with you 7 terrible habits that no one wants in their life. Habits that can make you the bad guy in the eyes of others without you even realizing it. If you don't want to become that person, don't miss out on these practical strategies and tips to help you change right now. Stick around to the end of the video to discover the easy way to eliminate these habits and rebuild your credibility and respect from others. 1. The habit of irresponsibility. You may notice tasks being delayed, commitments never being fulfilled on time, and relationships starting to get strained. But do these problems really come from the outside? Most of the issues we face stem from not taking responsibility for our own actions and decisions. This not only damages your credibility, but also causes others to gradually lose trust in you. They'll feel that you're unreliable, and this will affect your career, relationships, and even your happiness. So, do you want to change? Don't just say yes, but where does the change start? It's simple. Take responsibility. Instead of blaming someone else or circumstances, look at yourself and acknowledge the mistakes you've made. Every time you avoid responsibility, you're inadvertently pushing yourself further away from your goals and progress in life. Thomas Edison is a great example of taking responsibility and never blaming failure. He never said, "I can't do it because I lack talent," or "it's because I wasn't lucky enough." Every failure for Edison was a valuable lesson that brought him closer to success. And then he changed the world with his invention of the light bulb, a living proof that persistence and taking responsibility are the keys to success. As Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Life is never perfect, but how you face it, how you choose to act, will determine everything. Instead of blaming, find ways to solve and improve the situation. This is when you truly grow up. So how do you change? Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Take responsibility for every decision, from the smallest things, and you'll see a noticeable change. You can't change what has already passed, but you can change how you face it and take stronger steps forward. Be honest now. Do you often blame circumstances instead of facing the reality and changing it? If the answer is yes, it's time to reflect on yourself and start changing today. Remember, when you take responsibility, not only do you control your life, but you can change everything. Don't forget to share this video if you find it useful, and hit like and subscribe to the channel for more lessons that help you become the best version of yourself. 2. The habit of judging others. Have you ever wondered why you often feel disconnected from the people around you? Could it be because you easily judge them without truly understanding their circumstances? This feeling isn't random. Judging others without understanding their situation can actually break relationships and create gaps that are hard to erase. When you look at everything only from your own perspective, you unintentionally lose the chance to build empathy and true connections with others. This not only makes you distant, but also hurts those around you. When you judge, you create an invisible wall between you and them, making every conversation cold and insincere. All misunderstandings stem from the lack of understanding and the inability to put yourself in someone else's shoes. So how do you change? Start by stopping and listening to others. Instead of rushing to judge, try to understand more about them, about the factors that shaped their actions. Everyone has their own story, and when you understand that, you'll see your relationship become deeper and stronger. Mahatma Gandhi, who dedicated his life to listening and understanding those around him. He never rushed to judge anyone, but always tried to understand them, and from there, he could build harmony and find solutions to difficult issues. Gandhi proved that to create positive change in relationships, you need to start with understanding. We can learn from his approach and apply it in our lives. Practice empathy, listen, and always be open to others. Don't let unconscious judgments hinder real connections. A good relationship starts with understanding and respecting one another. So, are you ready to change this habit? Have you ever rushed to judge someone without truly understanding their situation? Take a moment to think about how you perceive others. Change starts with you. A small change can bring surprising results in your relationships. If you want to keep learning how to communicate and build relationships without judgment, I recommend you read Marshall B. Rosenberg's book, Nonviolent Communication. This book will help you develop empathy and understanding in every interaction, leading to more positive and sustainable outcomes in your relationships. Remember, when you stop judging and start understanding, you will be able to connect deeply with others, helping you grow every day. 3. Lack of authenticity. Authenticity is not just a virtue, but the solid foundation for all relationships. But if you've ever had to hide your true self to please others, you'll understand that fakeness only leads to distance and exhaustion in life. You don't even have to go far. Just imagine the times you've lied to avoid hurting someone or out of fear of being judged. That feeling isn't comfortable. It's like an invisible burden on your shoulders. So what would happen if you chose to live authentically? It's surprising that when you shed the fake exterior, your relationships become stronger and deeper. Authenticity doesn't just bring you closer to others, it also makes you feel freer and stronger. Why? Because you no longer have to live in a false image, no longer worrying about lies or hiding the truth. Look at Oprah Winfrey, one of the most famous people in the world. Her honesty and kindness have helped her build strong relationships and achieve great success. Oprah never pretended to be someone else. It was her authenticity that gave her the power in her journey of inspiring others and building trustworthy connections. Imagine if you lived a life without falsehoods, where you are just yourself. Every relationship you build would become natural, not burdened by unnecessary facades. Instead of fearing being found out, you'll feel free, at peace, and truly connected to others. When you live authentically, there's nothing to hide. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." This quote reminds us that authenticity is the one thing that can't be replaced. If you feel it's time for a change, then start with yourself. Stop living inauthentically. Begin showing your true self and allow your relationships to develop naturally. Life will be lighter, relationships will be more genuine, and you will see a noticeable change in every aspect of your life. Remember, when you are true to yourself, you will feel freer and stronger in your relationships. Don't forget to share this post and subscribe to our channel for more valuable lessons on living authentically in life from our channel. 4. Not keeping promises. Have you ever promised something and then forgotten about it, or allowed yourself to procrastinate without fulfilling your commitment? The truth is, this action isn't just about forgetting a word. It's a signal that you're not valuing your promises and even losing the respect of others. When you fail to keep your promises, even the smallest ones, the trust from those around you will gradually be damaged. So why do we not keep our promises? Sometimes we forget or feel tired, but other times it's the indecision about fulfilling our commitments. The problem is not whether the promise is big or small, but the lack of responsibility in following through. When you don't keep a promise, you're undermining your own image, diminishing your value, and breaking the trust in your relationships. You might be wondering, how can I avoid this? Start by looking inward and understanding that every promise you make is a commitment not only to others, but also to yourself. Don't let words float by like the wind, because they are a measure of your reliability. When you keep your promises, you are building an image of trustworthiness and creating strong connections in your relationships. As the saying goes, a promise is not only a commitment to others, but a commitment to yourself. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, pointed out that when we honor our promises, we're not just showing responsibility, but also building respect for ourselves. A memorable example from history is Nelson Mandela, who kept his promises to himself and to the people of South Africa, despite facing immense challenges. He understood that every promise could become the foundation for changing a nation. This is why keeping a promise is the way to show you can overcome any challenge and stay true to your goals. The only way to improve is to start today with the smallest things. Don't let promises just be empty words. If you promised a friend you'd meet them, keep that promise. If you promised yourself to meet a deadline, do it. Every small action will help you build a solid future where trust and respect will never waver. In fact, have you ever asked yourself, how can I become someone others can completely trust? Start with the promises you make today. When you keep your promises, you're not just building personal credibility, but contributing to creating a better world. 5. Lack of self-discipline. When you lack discipline in life, whether in work or daily habits, you're making yourself appear irresponsible to others. Lack of self-discipline is not only shown through procrastination, but also through a lack of perseverance and loss of motivation when facing difficulties. This doesn't just reduce the effectiveness of your work, but also makes others lose trust in your abilities. Why is lack of discipline harmful to you? Because when you don't follow through on your goals and commitments, you'll easily overlook important opportunities and lose the respect of those around you. They will begin to see you as someone indecisive, quick to abandon goals, and this makes it difficult to build lasting relationships both at work and in personal life. To change these things, first, learn how to set small and specific goals. When you complete each small goal, you'll feel that you can control your life and work. Develop a habit of perseverance and maintain discipline, even when you don't feel like doing it. Self-discipline is not about force, but about facing challenges and doing what is necessary. Emperor Marcus Aurelius once said, "Patience is the greatest strength of mankind." This saying reminds us that discipline is part of patience. When you persevere in your goals, no matter how small or big, you're not only growing yourself, but also building an image of someone reliable who can achieve any goal in life. Start with small changes today. Set clear goals and commit to completing them, even if it's something as simple as waking up earlier or getting something done on time. Each steady step, no matter how small, will lead you to greater success in the future. You might be thinking, how can I maintain discipline and keep my commitments? Start today with the smallest tasks. When you can maintain discipline, not only will you become someone others can trust, but you'll also be able to achieve any goal in life. 6. Fear of failure. Oh, fear of failure. This is one of the bad habits that can make you appear as a bad person in the eyes of others without you even knowing. Have you ever wondered why you hesitate to challenge yourself? Or why you're always anxious about making important decisions? It's this fear that is causing you to miss out on opportunities, not just in work, but also in relationships and personal life. Fear of failure is an invisible enemy, but it has great power. When you fear failure, you always find ways to avoid challenges. overlooking opportunities for growth. And when you keep doing this, you're not just blocking your own path, but also making others see you as indecisive, hesitant, and lacking confidence. This will affect how others view you, making them think you're unreliable and incapable of facing difficulties. In fact, when you're afraid to try new things or avoid challenges, others will gradually lose faith in you. You might not realize it, but they will see you as someone without courage, someone who is never ready to take on a challenge. They won't think you're capable of doing important things, and slowly, you'll become someone they don't want to trust. This fear keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, unwilling to face change and challenges. But do you know that never trying is the biggest failure of all? Every time you refuse a challenge because of fear, you're stepping back in your journey of self-development. And the worst part is, you'll never know what you're capable of until you try. Fear of failure only keeps you stuck, unable to move forward. Change your perspective on failure. Instead of letting it be a fear that controls you, think of failure as a natural part of the learning process. Every failure brings valuable lessons that make you stronger and wiser. Try new things, embrace challenges, and don't let the fear of failure stop you from moving forward. One thing is for sure, those who don't dare to try will never succeed. This is also a famous philosophy, a quote from philosopher Seneca. Every time I overcome my fear of failure, I feel much more mature and stronger. And if you feel stuck in the cycle of fear, don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button or share this video with others. Let's overcome fear together and start our journey to become stronger. Bad habits not only affect your career and relationships, but also make you a worse person in the eyes of others without even realizing it. However, don't worry too much because everything can change. As long as you recognize and proactively change these habits starting now, you will rebuild a better image in the eyes of those around you. Remember, change starts with small actions, and if you persist, you will become the best version of yourself.